Hey guys, Nick here from Project Neo, and I'm here with my clan leader, Augustus. Say hi,
How's it
Augustus.
going?
There you go.
How's it going?
And this is our first ever podcast, and it's going to be on the topic of Citadel upgrades, of what Jagex can do to make Citadels better for clans like ours. And this is not intended for you to be watching it, because there will be no video. It's just going to be us talking and just being ourselves for
Just
about
just
an hour.
discussing what they could do or how they could change it and stuff like that.
Yeah, just listen to this while you play. You skill. That's what I usually do. Is I skill and I listen to podcasts. But do whatever the hell you want as long as you're listening to the video. But yeah, so we can both, and pretty much the majority of YouTube can agree with us that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the Citadels.
Yeah, like some of the upkeep costs are ridiculous. Like I think for just one statue, it's almost like 15K stone, like some iron bars if you want to upgrade and everything. Uh, I don't know. To me it seems a little too much because you kind of don't get like the best result out of it. Like you don't have a lot of customization. I want to say you can go along with it, but just for 16 or 15, 16K worth of stone, you think you would get something at least, I don't know, a little bit grander for what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean they're pretty much. I think what they were doing is they were aiming it towards more clans with more members rather,
Yeah,
because you really can't do much if you don't have a clan with at least 100 people who actually resource.
that is true. But I've also seen like clans that only have like 30, 35 members that are actually tier 4. And that is pretty impressive. And they have a lot of stuff that's upgraded. Now, probably they haven't like depleted any time, or they've like I don't know had to whip their guys to go to the Citadel to make sure they do the work. Because this isn't like the most exciting thing to do, but it is a good place for guys to just come and hang out and talk to their clan members. But a lot of people just don't like resourcing.
Yeah, that's true. I personally don't really enjoy it that much, but I still do it when I have to. Mostly because you
Right?
prod me to do it. You just
Oh,
text me, get
yeah,
your
well,
ass
you're the
online.
freaking console of SPQR. I think you might as well do it. Set an example.
Even if I'm not home, you just text me at random days, do your
Yes,
resources. And it's just like,
because your reactions are funny.
well, I don't want to fucking do it.
Well, you're
Whoopsie.
gonna fucking do it.
It's not something that I enjoy doing. It's like 2 hours long. Speaking of which, it takes forever. I mean, granted they made it AFKable, but it still takes so long. There's so much better things I could be doing.
Yeah, well, I like the whole concept of it, but the fact of the matter is that when with all this resourcing and everything, and trying to upgrade your plots so you get more XP, that's all fine and dandy. But I honestly thought when they were coming out with stuff like this and the Citadels that they would make it a little bit more. How can I say? I don't want to go back to customizable, but you could make other things besides just skill plots.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you'd be able to make like I don't know a chapel, a building for recruitment if you're that kind of clan, a better battlefield, maybe an arena instead of your clan battlefield,
yeah,
which is a pain
exactly.
in the ass.
We need an arena is what we want. I mean, because Battlefield, I don't think I could find one person who uses that Battlefield for anything else other than bug exploits. That's the only
Well, yeah,
reason anyone would ever use it, because you can get that plus 10 summoning or agility boost to activate effigies, and that's the only reason.
yeah, that and what people used to do when it first came out was go max in on friggin' what
Specking.
were that?
They
Yeah,
would
spec.
spec with Gmaul, and then the person would step back and forth into a health thing, and you'd step him
Yeah,
back and forth into a spec restore thing, and you'd get like millions of XP an hour.
yeah, it would have been great, but I mean, Jagex came along and just took that away.
I mean, I wish I exploited it a little bit earlier. I found out about it the day it got patched, and I was just
Gee, do you honest? I would do that. Shoot, I went to Armored Zombies for like I don't know, a good 3 or 4 days to get 99
well, it
defense.
doesn't bother me anymore because I'm maxed now. Besides summoning and prayer, but
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, back then I didn't even. I only had like one combat 99. And that
Well,
was
I
like
mean, like,
July.
I mean, like, if they because let's go through all these things. They have the woodcutting plot, they have the stone, they have fire making, they have smithing, they have crafting, cooking, and
Summoning.
summoning. But this I've heard that the summoning plot sucks. But they've missed out like I mean, I don't think like you can't put thieving in here. You can't put I don't know. fletching, slayer, and all that stuff. But prayer was one thing that I was really hoping that they put in. Even not like just make an altar, a building with an altar, just something else. Because the only two things that we kind of have building wise that were here and probably won't ever be leaving anytime soon is this big keep and the what is it, the little town center over there. It's a big open plot of
which I
land with a
think is
little
much is
tile.
what I would like to see that town center changed into would be an arena right
I,
next to the keep. I would like that.
I wouldn't like it to be an arena. I kind of like the way that it's made, but I think like it should be. I don't know if maybe a bank should be put there, instead of it being in the keep.
A bank, maybe that should be converted. Maybe that should there should be that should be removed and replaced with like the chapel idea, like you said. But
Maybe. Yeah.
or rather, I think that they shouldn't have all the different layouts of the Citadel. They should allow you to not only change the layout, like the way that the islands are formatted, but
Yeah.
rather to let you place things where you want, kind of like Halo's Forge mode,
Yeah. Yeah.
like how you can place things where you want. I think you should be able to pick up like this mining plot that we're at and just move
Yeah.
it
That's
somewhere,
great.
like put them all
Yeah.
on one side, but keep the layout that we currently have.
Yeah. Like have a big open plot of land for I don't know because we're Roman clan. I guess like to put a legion over here and then like on the other side just put all the resourcing plots and everything.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of randomized, but I've heard that there is a way that you can just like delete these and then place them back in another place. But the problem is you'll just have to start from scratch again.
yeah. Um, I don't know. It's just not customizable enough because basically what this is it's well, for most clans it's mandatory free XP. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not arguing the free XP thing because I like getting 65 XP per thing only because I have tier 2 fealty. But
yeah,
I'm not arguing the free XP. I'm just saying that it needs to be made more I don't want to say customizable again because I've been saying that like 6 times.
well, I
Uh,
mean, the whole thing with this whole Citadel thing is customizable. Everything you can customize. You can
but
change the.
further than let's change these potted plants to potted plants too, because that's gonna make our Citadel look awesome. When all it's gonna do
Yeah,
is make it have that bland sense of unoriginality because every plant in the Citadel is gonna be the same thing, and like I'd rather instead of having to work on fucking I have to stop cursing in commentaries instead of making what do you call them keep tapestries as whatever the hell we need for the next
yeah,
tier.
for the center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of having those, we should be able to, instead of wasting however many resources we need, like, you've been on my ass to go and do, bars, right? Yeah. Because that's what
yeah. We need a lot of
we need a
bars.
lot of bars for the, tapestry. I mean, instead of being able to do that, I'd rather use the bars on, let's say, I don't know, maybe,
A statue or two.
yeah, like a metal statue, like, or a statue that has, like, a metal, a, what do you call it? Not engraving, but
A trim.
yeah, kind of like a trim, but not like the ones that we have in front of the portal. Like actual statues that you can mix and match shit with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's not like I like our Zeros symbol to be at the front of our Citadel. It looks pretty cool with the trim, and I've heard that the one that one's the medium statue. The grand one has
Gold.
golden trim. I just don't know where the gray comes in. But I do agree with what you're saying that they do need to change a lot of that stuff. But I think like their thought process with this was fine and dandy. I'm not going to refute that. But the problem is that this gets really repetitive. I mean, not apparently. Everybody doesn't like to repeat things over and over. And the only reason, like, if they were to add more social aspects, more stuff that people can do, like, if you honestly were able to make a gilded altar up here for your clan and have somebody constantly put and light the burners, have the burners constantly lit anyway, just because of the Citadel, like these torches right over here, it's like they're constantly lit. Wouldn't you rather be up here doing it than going to a player-owned house? All you have to do is get out of the Citadel, go there, and come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the keep, my bad.
I think that's exactly what they need. And like the party room, really? Do we need that? Do we really need to
I've
dance
only
floor?
gone in it once.
I went in there once because Loves made me go in there when he was still in the clan.
Yeah.
but that place is completely useless. How many people actually use that? And the tent
I
outside, nobody uses that tent ever. They use it when the clan campers are around. But now that we have
yeah.
this giant Senate hall, well, not exactly a Senate hall, but we use it as a Senate hall. But
Yeah. Well, for our purposes, it is.
yeah, but now that we have that, nobody uses that, and nobody uses the secret meeting rooms up on the second floor. I don't think ever seen anybody use it. I don't think the only time we used it was during the BMC wars.
Yeah, only during that time. Oh, I missed those times. But yeah, I mean, what I think they should do. Well, the Senate thing, the hall. Let's just say the Senate hall. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, if once you go in the keep in the front door, there's a big meeting hall. It's two sides. You can fit like at least 40 people on each side. And you even stack people up, but people like to sit in individual seats. And in the center, there's this little podium that will allow you to face north, south, east, and west. Um, what I think they should have done was not put that in the center because I personally like if somebody's not sitting on the same side, I don't have my back to people. Kind of like in the front. So another idea would be to add a throne room. Like, granted that you'll have throne rooms in your player-owned house, but
Nobody uses
not
those
every.
anymore.
Yeah, well, nobody uses them anymore. We used to, but for our purposes, because we're more like we're constitutional monarchy, I think. Yeah, we are.
More likely,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, we need somewhere like for a throne. I don't know, a couple of seats next to him and stuff because it wasn't always in the center. Like I like the idea and the way that it's made, but I don't know.
It's a
They
good
have
start, is what it is.
it's a good
Because
start. Yeah, that's true.
for people
That's true.
who have like they definitely, like I said earlier to you before we started this commentary, that they made this specifically aimed towards the common generic clans that just
Yeah,
they just come here for the free XP, but it has that
yeah,
little bit of special little looking stuff that makes it seem like it's appealable to everyone, but it really isn't. Which is probably why
yeah,
our type
yeah.
of clans has died out by this point.
That's true.
But
I mean,
th-
there were certain parts of the Citadel that I really like, and that I mean, when the Citadel idea first came out, I remember Austin and I were just going crazy because we were like, "Bro, this is gonna be freaking insane," and he's like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome."
yeah,
But
remember I was on vacation. You texted me when it came out. I was just like, holy shit, Citadel,
yeah,
Citadels.
and everybody was like, "Yeah, this is a dream come true. I can't believe that all this is gonna be happening. We can't wait for this." Then, like on the first day when we all like crowded and
I
bum
stayed
rushed the
up all
woodcutting
night.
plot.
I was up all
Yeah,
night. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning when they released it by me, and we
yeah, and
stormed in the
what was
Citadel.
it?
None of us could even use anything.
Yeah, well, I went. Dylan went out and then came back in, and he was able to use it. But I remember like the day after, everybody was at the woodcutting plot doing all that work, and then the next day after, I think we actually made tier, or the week that finished, we made tier two, and then when we got the stone plot and everything, it just
We
went
didn't meet
uphill
up.
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if they want to make Citadels more appealing, because I think, well, they've been trying to do that. If you remember the last Halloween event that they had it up in the Citadel for Death, I don't know if they did anything after that, but they tried to increase people going to Citadels and getting more involved with their clan over here. But the fact of the matter is, when it's just um, really repetitive and boring, you don't want to continue it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit more to resourcing other than just clicking on the stone, waiting for your guy to mine about 7 pieces, and then clicking it again. Then that
Well,
would
it's
be
at
more
least
interesting.
better than freaking clicking it once every time. That's what they had
Well,
before.
true, but I'm saying if there was a little bit more randomization with it, like maybe when you mine enough stone that these mine carts get filled, you have to push them, and then you go to the next station for the mining plot. But then it's still
Yeah,
just as AFKable, but it's just you don't have to stand in one place and just wait and wait and wait. Because I personally can't do resources unless I'm talking to somebody on Skype or if I have a movie playing or something. Because I just
yeah,
get
that's true.
bored out of my mind and I just like I give up like halfway through and you yell at me. So
I don't. Well, yeah, I kind of do yell at you, and it's funny, but what is it? No, I usually watch Game of Thrones while I'm resourcing.
I was watching Spartacus until the season ended.
Spartacus is the shit.
Dude, I love Spartacus.
So awesome.
Oh yeah, I need to get what's it called? Uh, Gods of the Arena.
Yeah, God's the Arena, and then the what is it? The latest season, season two of Spartacus Vengeance, just recently, or not just recently. I mean, I think it was about a month or two ago that it ended, but it was epic. But you know, actually, one thing, because now that we're talking about Romans and everything, I want to go back to the statues because I mean, if you go to the front of the Citadel, the best things that you could probably make besides the icons of the gods are the God Wars monsters themselves. Now, there are places in RS like I think the Mage, is it the Mage Training Arena? And
Mm-hmm.
what's the one in the Wilderness?
Mage Arena
The Mage Arena. Yeah, you go down underground and then they have three statues of like
of
Gothic,
the gods.
Sardman, and
Yeah.
Zamorak. Wouldn't it be better to also include those guys in the front of the keep? I mean, because they've also added Bandos and they added Bandos, Armadil, and Zeros. So wouldn't it make sense to? Well, we don't know what Zeros really looks like, and the other guys for that matter. But wouldn't it be more intriguing to build an actual statue of the god himself or herself rather than building I don't know General Grador I think his name is or Kriara or
Yeah.
Nex.
Oh,
I mean,
by
Nex is
a long
badass, but
shot. Yeah. But you see, like, do they even have the three main god symbols?
yeah, they have the
Actually, I
three
should say
main
the
god
two main
symbols.
guys and the one douchebag guy. But do
They
they
have they have the ones for Sardaman, Zamorak, Gothics.
Armadale, Bandos, and Zeros?
There you go. We have the Zeros one.
Okay, so they do have all of them. I was gonna say if they didn't have all of them, that's kind of redundant.
Well, they don't have the one for Saren. They don't have the one for Icthalia, I think his name is. But those guys are minor.
Yeah, I mean, minor, I guess, but like still, some people base their clan around them.
Yeah, but I mean, the majority of them go like before they reintroduced like Temple at Sentiston. Zeros was considered a minor god.
Well, that's because there wasn't enough. What do you call it? Lore to build off of. Because
Yeah, then when
nobody really knew enough unless you were actually researching that stuff, like or if you actually
yes,
read the dialogue during like Dig Site and Ancient or Desert Treasure rather.
yeah, true. But I mean, ever since they came out with that quest, plus the what is it, Firemaker's Curse, the Zeros God Wars dungeon, and what was the other one? I think yeah, Ritual the Madra, where you're able to see all the guys in their actual Madra form. Zeros' popularity has gone like skyrocket. Like we're allied to, I think, the largest Zeros clan in the game right now, Empire of
You know
Zeros.
you shouldn't mention that around me. Mm-mm. But
Oh yeah.
I digress.
Hey, they're a good clan. They're a good clan.
Yeah, I know, but you know my feelings.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna talk shit on the internet, but not that I'm
You're
saying I'm
neutral.
talking shit.
You're neutral.
I'm neutral.
There you
Um,
go.
but what was I saying? Some things that I think they should add is more along the lines of like they should allow you to change your maybe like the walls of your battlefield. Like I mean I know that it takes up a lot of memory, a lot of I mean the whole thing has to be instanced. It's so big. Like the battlefield has to be away from everything else, and it's that little
Yeah,
small island. I mean, I would love to see that thing change to a larger island, or even attached to the mainland, and just have a giant arena like this, like arena or some kind of fighting pit in there. But
yeah.
regardless of what they have there, I think you should be able to, even if they kept the oh shit.
Please tell me you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's my ringtone. Oh god damn it, here we go again. Shut up, phone. My bad.
Howard, it's the phone. I can't get my
Oh
voice that
god.
high. I'm not even gonna try. Um.
I can, but I don't want to because I'm not doing it on film.
Oh wow. That just made my day. Um. But yeah, like I was saying, even if they kept the current method, the
Yeah,
like it finds the battlefield, it enters you in it. I think you should be allowed to change the walls, make it look like an arena. Because currently, all you do is add spectators. Like you can make them be neutral, and then they become a spectator. But
Yeah.
what you should be able to do is when they choose neutral in the arena setting, they go up
Mhm.
in the stands and they can take a seat and actually watch the battle.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would actually be pretty nice to see. But then they'll go and they'll, oh, this is how they operate. They're gonna be like, well, you have the dual arena for that. You can always lean over the walls and you can find wherever your friends are
But
fighting
that's
and
the thing.
everything.
It's not the concept that we want because we're a Roman clan. We want an authentic looking Roman battlefield because we should be able
Yeah.
to choose sand, snow, mud, dirt, whatever we want for the battle floor arena. We should have it bloodstained. I mean,
God damn it! I want freaking. I want an arena so I can fill it with water and have moxie battles in it. That's what I want. Will
dude,
that ever happen? The
hell,
hell, I don't know.
hell, they should add that too because that wouldn't be that hard to implement either. Just change the
That would
texture of
be
the
pretty
change
sick.
the texture of the floor to water. Add two small boats in it or large boats depending on the size of the arena, and just
Yeah.
have people on there. They have to actually board the enemy ship to use melee, or they have to just range across it and use cannons and shit to blow each other up. I think that would be great because
Yeah,
that would be a
that'd be
really
pretty
fun
sick.
form of entertainment. A naval battle, that's what we've always needed in this game. And people are gonna
Yeah,
start
exactly.
screaming sailing, sailing, but sailing will never be a skill. Don't ever say that. Ever nobody's ever.
Well, here's what I was thinking. Hold on one second. Let me do something real quick. One second. I actually came. What is it? A long time ago, when SPQR was in its like infancy, I came up with the idea for a not a skill called admiralty, which would basically make you. It would be kind of like construction, but not really. You would have to. Well, first of all, start off with your own little dinky ship. Then go out and what I was trying to introduce was like actual conflicts between the actual nations, or I don't know what you want to call them, and the provinces in RS, like actual what is it, Falador versus Artie, or I don't know, Falador versus Varrock or something like that. But you actually have to be like captaining a ship, and they'll send you on missions based on where your alliance was, and that's how you would increase in like your admiralty level, and then you'd be able to build better ships. Then you can go to taverns, recruit people. So it's kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean slash RuneScape mix, I guess.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying.
It was a long shot, but I don't know for Citadel purposes though. They need to make it more appealing. It is appealing to a lot of people. Like, what is it? The first clan that I knew off the top of my head, probably another one before them, actually got tier 7. Um, they were, oh shoot, now I'm drawing a blank. They were the, oh shoot, this really sucks. Max Citadel or something like that. They had the very first one, Max Citadel, and I went to go check it out, and it looked really nice. And it seemed so repetitive, you know. Like I understood the fact because they had like gold and everything, but I don't know if I was in that clan, I would kind of be bored because nothing is happening now. They have a dragon, they have all that jazz, but I mean it's boring.
Oh yeah, I think it's really stupid. I mean, not boring, stupid, boring rather.
Yeah,
I mean, they just need what would make me happy is honestly, I wouldn't mind doing the resources if I could actually build something customizable, like
yeah,
maybe like an army barracks in the next like near the keep, and then next to that we'd have like a little training field, kind of like a little dirt circle,
yeah,
and then like a little post in the middle, right? And then you
yeah,
just it's just like looks like a little training arena, right? I mean
yeah.
that would be kind of cool. And then
That'd be nice.
like I was thinking, like by the actual battlefield, that would signify for our kinds of clans that would be like a war leader, right? So
Yeah,
I think that high ranking members of the clan, which would not be determined by the player, because I know that people clans are just abuse it so they could use it, but it should be a set ranking up that they should be able to go to the battlefield and actually have a stables there that they could actually take um a what do you call it, a horse out. I don't know why drew a
yeah,
blank on that. Or even if they don't want to make it a horse, uh, like they could make it more in line with
Like a
the
chariot. They can even put like a chariot there, for example.
for like the emperor should have a chariot, definitely. I'm not even joking about that. But like it doesn't even have to be a horse. It could be some kind of like half breed of a horse or something. I really don't give a shit. But it has to be something that it could signify your importance, because you always see in the old Roman movies and everything, you see like the legatus and the consuls and the emperor even just riding in on a giant white
Yeah,
horse or black horse, depending on whatever the mood of the setting is. But we need
yeah.
that because I think that'd be an awesome way to just like walk around the Citadel on that.
Well, my whole perception on Citadels and why I really harpy that people should get into doing it more is a lot of clans, especially for like us, because I don't want to say predominantly role playing, we're just kind of getting back into it. But what is it? The role playing aspect would be for this context that it shouldn't be how many guys you actually have as a military. It should be the appearance of power and unity, which is why I go mainly like guys get to the Citadel and do some work. Because if it shows that we don't even if we can't manage a Citadel properly, how are we supposed to manage an effective clan institution elsewhere? You know, because
Exactly.
Artie is our capital in '99. It's Rome. It's been that for a while. I mean, it was on 130, but Jagex had to just go all ape shit on our ass and just take it in a matter of seconds. But anyway, overlooking that, they need to. I would be for the whole chariot thing, like carry people apart. Like they just need to make it because when it first came out and they were just writing everything for these scripts, they were keep saying that this is going to be the size of Varrock, this is going to be the size of this city and that city. It's not the size of that city. Come on now, it's not even half. It's like Lumbridge size.
About, I mean, it seems more massive than like if you look. Oh, I can't use the what do you call it? The world map here. Whatever. It looks fairly big, but it's not that big.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not.
I mean, maybe it's about the size of Eric, like maybe 2/3 at most.
Because
Because
when I go to another person's Citadel, honestly, I'm going to say, okay, what is it really different from ours? It has the same walls, it has the same color, it has
they
the
have a
same.
different layout. They are
Yeah, it's
so
just
much
a
better than
different
us.
layout, yeah.
They
Just
got a
that.
phoenix hedge, and we have a hedge of a horse. I don't fucking know, but
No,
it's
we don't even
stupid.
have a hedge of that. We have a hedge that looks like a pond. And that was all Tank's doing. I didn't know he did that.
Wait, where is that? I want to see that. I didn't even look.
It's right next to the wood cutting one.
Oh wow, really?
It looks like a pond.
Oh wow, I see it. Oh wow,
Or
okay.
like the Michelin tire guy, kind of like that if it had two legs.
And honestly, I think the thing looks better than the Phoenix ones do.
Yeah, I don't like them. Personally, the next section that we're going to be building on, there's a big cluster of brown rocks next to the stone section. I want to build that into a fountain
That'd actually be pretty cool. A fountain there instead.
because a lot of our stuff, what is it? It means something. Like it's not like a normal. Hey, this is a combat statue. This is a magic statue. This isn't like a freaking hedge. Like I mean, the magic statue was Austin put that without me knowing because he wanted. I was like, hey man, we should get you a statue and everything. He's like, all right, cool. But he actually put a magic one in for me because it looks closest to what Augustus's famous statue looks like in front of the Prima Porta, I think it's called.
The first
I'm
port.
like, what?
Okay. Um.
Oh, nice.
Uh. Shit. I, there's just a lot of things that need some improvement. Like as far as I'm focusing more on improvements. If you haven't noticed, just like because
Yeah,
there's a lot of shit that I just don't like here. But
yeah,
you know, it's like the statues especially. I would like that because I like the statues to be changed rather because you have a very limited selection.
yeah,
Like there should be different statues other than a melee or a ranger and a major. I mean, there should be definitely more than that, and not those really crappy dungeoneering looking guys because they don't look good. Nobody wants to have a primal warrior standing in front of their fucking citadel.
yeah. I know.
I would rather have like a guy with his one hand on his hip, the other hand with a sword in the air, with
Yeah.
a giant cape flowing and like a legionary helmet on.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
I think that would be that's what I would rather have because it just looks much cooler.
Mm, mm. It, I'm thinking that they won't change the statues the way. I mean, they might eventually change how those guys look. Personally, if you want to go, but with like what the combat statues look like, or the melee one, let's say for that one, because it's got a primal warrior, and you brought that up. I would personally like to see, I don't know, a white knight or a black knight, or just one of the temple knights, because they have the cool looking armor and everything now.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
for customizations and upgrades, I think what they could do is, I mean, if they want to make it a little bit more like change people's perception on the citadels and everything. You know how like when you go into everybody else's homes and player-owned houses, they have a different skin for their houses and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Like change how the layout of their keep looks like. Make the what is it, outside, instead of it being white, make it, I don't know, like kind of gray blocks that you can see.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, and I remember when we were visiting some other citadels, I mentioned that the citadels look too happy, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
But like, I would rather have like up on top, like when you get tier 4, you can walk up to the top of the citadel. Oh, 1 second. Loves is bothering me. Okay. He's trying to argue with me.
Well, yeah, I want to see how far that's going to go.
Yeah, I don't lose arguments, I told you.
No, you never do. It's actually funny when you actually get really into it.
Oh my god, and it's the same thing that I always argue in the chat. It's always the same thing. He told me
What
to
is it
tell it.
now?
You can guess, but I'm not gonna say it on the call. But he was talking to JB about it, and he said that tell JB that this is true and that he's wrong. I'm like, well, why would I tell him something that I don't believe? He's like, cause I'm right and you're wrong. And
Well,
he's
that's when, I mean, if that was happening to me right now, I would read it, make it go through one section of my brain, just discard it out of my recycle bin.
That's what I'm trying to do, but he's spamming my messages like with all these.
Here's an idea:
stupid
just turn your private
facts.
to off.
Yeah, but I'm
off.
talking to JB too, and I don't feel like going to my friend's chat and having to.
Yeah, he actually tried to get into the call, but
yeah, he called me. And he's like, "Bring me in the call. I want to be in the commentary."
No, not this one.
Yeah, I told him not this one. Maybe the next one.
Yeah, next one, man. We need to bring like some more people in just to get them interested in everything. Cause I want to get as many of the clan members as we can, and it's just not us two, you know.
Yeah, because if we keep using ourselves, it's gonna be kind of boring.
Yeah, and well, we already got our comedy hour. Just freaking Howard Wall with his mom screaming her ass off.
Yeah.
Pick up the damn phone.
Oh god, that was great. I love that.
I'm just really glad that actually wasn't my mother texting me. Otherwise, I'd be really embarrassed.
I wish you picked up. I would have had that all in recording.
Hell no.
I just want to hear Mrs. Augustus here.
Mrs. Augustus.
Yeah. I'm not saying any real names here.
No. But oh no, you mean her? No.
No. Your mom.
I did that under protest, man. I did that under protest. Sherilyn wouldn't leave me alone.
No. I'm talking about your mom, dude.
Oh no. That wasn't her who texted me.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That was yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I know who that is.
I can see the comments right now. I'm saying, yep, it's his mother, but he was just denying it.
Go wow.
Oh yeah. Giggity.
I know you, Cyrus. Oh.
Giggity.
Okay. But yeah, what else is there?
Trying to think. Oh, you know how like, we'll go back to your comment saying like it's what is it like they made the citadels too happy like. What they could do is you know how the ground is completely like grass. And I'm not too much into the whole programming and graphic arts and stuff like that, but I do know that making another ground floor as like another, I don't know, sort of terrain, kind of like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings Mordor color for another ground, like completely ash.
Yeah.
They could do that, or you
I
could
mean,
just have it pure cobblestone like you do in freaking Minecraft. I
yeah.
don't know.
See that wouldn't be too hard because I did a lot of coding a few like last year, year before. I recently
Yeah,
just stopped doing it. I don't know why. But if you play in low detail, you can see each individual tile, and you can
yeah,
see where the colors of like where the stone and the grass would meet, where they'd bend, and everything like that. And each individual tile they put together so that it mixes perfectly like this. So all they would have
yeah.
to do is just take those tiles, copy them, and just spend a not really a massive amount of time, but a decent amount of time changing it to
Mhm.
different colors, different textures. Maybe
Yeah,
even add like bones embedded in the ground if you want to make it look really, really like what do you call it?
demonic,
Demonic.
evil.
Just add all these things. I mean, it would take a decent amount of time. I'm not gonna lie. That would
Yeah.
take a while. I'm not a pro at graphic arts anymore. Like I used to be fairly good when I used Blender,
Hmm.
but I moved on to Cinema 4D, so now I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
Jagex uses either. So I mean, it depends on which editor they're using. And I know they don't code in Java. They code in RuneScript, which is their own version of Java.
Yeah,
So
it's good, but I mean now that you say something like that, but I'm also gonna bring over this little tidbit. If they made RuneSpan look as nice as it is, I highly doubt that they wouldn't be able to work and tweak Citadels a little bit further.
oh, exactly. I mean, RuneSpan is massive. I mean, you have all those textures, those meshes. You have everything, and you even
Yeah,
have in the mid floor. You have the colors constantly changing. You have
yeah,
basically the entire island that you're standing on is like a video, pretty much, because it
yeah,
just keeps
exactly.
constantly changing. Unless, because I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not just reloading the object into a million different shades as it transitions into a certain color, because that would
Yeah,
just be stupid and it would be a massive lag fest. But
yeah, absolutely.
whatever they did, they got to do something.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. Like actually going with RuneSpan, the second floor, meaning the mid one, is actually, in my opinion, of course, looks nicer than the high level floor. The high level floor is just pure red.
oh yeah, the high level. I like the high level floors though. The red
I mean, it
kind
looks
of.
badass, but I mean, it's just I prefer what is it? I prefer the mid level floor because of the multiple colors and everything. And I've heard like some of the XP until a certain level, so you can get to the blood S rats or whatever they're called,
Yeah,
is better while you're at mid floor as opposed to the high floor. Now I'm testing that
that
actually right now.
that
But
is actually I heard that is definitely true. Like I've seen people test it. Um,
yeah,
but I would still prefer to be in the high level floor, mainly because I actually for some reason I get tired when I play in the mid level floor. I have no clue why.
yeah,
Like I just sit there and
it's
I get
boring
bored and
to
I
an
get
extent.
tired. I close my eyes and I almost fall asleep. But on the top floor, I just sit there. I kill the death S wraiths because I'm only about close to 70.
Yeah. Well, what they could do is they could add a small rune crafting obelisk or an altar in the Citadel. Just saying. They
Hmm.
want to add more stuff over there, make it like, I don't know. Shit, I'll go for what is that movie called or books movie? Lord of the Rings. Make it Lord of the Rings style. Make it like, I don't know, Minas Morgul with like a huge green ambiance going around your citadel. But in order to do that, you're going to need, I don't know, like 50k runes, Armadillo runes. I don't know, whatever the hell up there. You know?
That's a good idea. Yeah, building on that, you should have to it's kind of like what do you call it? How you have to make bars out of stone and charcoal, which you make out of wood. It should be a
Yeah.
similar process to that, like, but instead, what you do is you go up, and once you hit a certain tier, um,
Mhm.
uh, when you hit a certain tier, you get an extra. because you know how when you have the stone, then you have the ore on two different levels.
Yeah.
You should get a third level, but on top of that there would be rune essence vines, or not vines, veins,
hmm
and you just mine those and you get a certain amount of rune essence, and then you
Yeah.
go to the rune essence plot, and you have to do something. I'm not really sure what you would have to do to build up runic energy though, and then you turn those into runes, which you use to cosmetically enhance your citadel.
hmm
I think that would
I
be
see.
the best way to handle the cosmetic effect. I mean,
Well, that I mean, that's just for plots. I'm kind of more liking to add more buildings that you could utilize and stuff like that. But I mean, even with the guards that you have there, they're so generic. I mean, you go to another person's clan or clan citadel, everything. Their guys look the same. The only thing that really differs is, oh, this guy has I don't know, a blue flag with a white emblem, so that makes their guys blue and white. While we have, I don't know, red. It's red, gold, and black. So that makes
yeah,
our guys red, gold, and black.
yeah. I think you should be able to choose different styles of which they upgrade on. Like, you should be able to like choose kind of like how when you first what do you call it? You first make a new account. They give you all those different suggestions as to what you can look like. They should do the same thing with a guard, where you can make it look like a Roman legionary or something, or even if you're not like, cause not every clan is gonna be a Roman clan, obviously. You can
Oh
make it
yeah,
look more like a town guard or something like that,
yeah. Like I know
or
there are a
even
lot of
change their
medieval
weapon.
clans. There are a lot of the clans. I mean, just clans in general that don't follow Roman terminology and Roman ingenuity and all that jazz. But um, you should be able to customize. Like I kind of the only time that I've seen a decent looking clan Citadel guard was at tier 7, and that's when they're in full body armor. It kind of looks like the head guard in your keeps. Just when you start out, it kind of looks like that, but they don't have a cape, massive cape like he does, and they don't have that massive gold thing on their helmet.
Yeah,
But apart from that, they I don't know. There's like a ton of stuff. I actually wanted to make a forum thread, see what other people thought about it. And usually, I've heard that if you get enough support and that stuff, they'll be a little bit interested in seeing like, oh, okay, these, for example, like Augustus, he wrote a whole bunch of stuff like this, and maybe we can implement some of these things. But I don't know if Jajik's whole idea is to get more people involved with Citadels, then they need to do things to make people become more interested in Citadels. Because the first thing people are saying like, nah, dude, I don't want to do that. I'd rather go to freaking God Wards or Barrows or PKing for that matter than do that shit. You know?
yeah, I agree with that. But also adding on to the guards and everything, like, you should be able to. There should be not be anything you can't customize on it. Like, its
Yeah,
weapons, you should be able to give it spears, swords, daggers, whatever you want.
yeah,
Make and not just melee guards, because any half decent castle in real life in the old days would have some
yeah.
kind of archer on the top,
Oh yeah,
or
absolutely.
cannons even. Just have them manning cannons sitting there waiting.
That would be pretty sick. Now you said cannons. Here's another thought. You know, like Lumbridge has like all those cannons on the top of their battlements, and then Artie has the same thing in their what is it? I know I'm not gonna say Artie. Rome has it in their castle right in the center.
Yeah,
You know what you could do? Do clan on clan citadel battles.
yeah. That's what I've
Like
always
you'll
talked
have
about. Always.
yeah, always because not to don't get me wrong, the Clan Wars maps are pretty good. Like my favorite one, I think your favorite one is what is
Turret,
it, Turrets?
turrets. Yeah,
Because it's flat map and you have those
turrets
little
to jump
battlements that you
on.
can always hop on and everything. But think about like a massive Clan Citadel, then there'll be
Siege.
like a whole row, like a big little uh, what is it, a bridge between the two. And these guys are just pile driver. Kind of like when you're going up those two ways to get to the Soul Obelisk in Soul Wars.
Yeah,
Kind of like that. You have to
exactly. Like,
man certain things.
you know, if people who play Total War, they would know this
Yeah.
too. Like a siege, you have to defend your town or attack the other town.
hmm
Basically, that's
hmm
what you'd be
hmm
doing. I would think what would be the best thing would be if they make the layout set, which I would find unfortunate, but you should be like I said earlier, be able to move things around inside the Citadel, but just keep the layout the same.
Yeah.
Um, but what they would do is they make it so that the two citadels actually like clash together, basically, and the islands
Yeah.
become one, and you can just charge and just fight over the citadels, and like the center of the two citadels would have some kind of I don't know, something there that would be symbolic that you want to keep, and then as you take over that area, you'd slowly push onwards into their citadel, take that
Yeah.
over, and
Hmm.
my idea would be, I mean, I think it would be a great idea if you could actually have like damages and reparations and everything. Like you start launching cannons at the other guy's citadel, you knock down one of their walls. That wall
Yeah.
stays knocked down in their citadel until they can repair it, which would not
Yeah. Yeah.
cost a substantial amount of ore or stone because that would just become less of a reason to resource because you'd never be able to meet upkeep anymore.
Yeah.
But
No,
like
unless
a
you have like 500 people in your clan.
yeah, like a very, very minor amount of resources that it would take to repair the walls, repair the citadel. I think that you should be able to torch things. Like you walk up to their tree, just torch their tree. Like they're tier
Oh, that'd be
five,
sick.
their
Yeah.
tier five tree. It reduces it down to tier four or something, and then they have to
That would be pretty
actually
sick.
repair it before it goes back up to tier five.
I don't know about you, but if we had like freaking cannons on the walls, or maybe even a trebuchet or two,
Mm-hmm.
or for the, hopefully everybody knows what a trebuchet is. But let's go for a more common example: the catapult. Let's say if you have a couple catapults behind your walls, you bet your bottom dollar I'd be on those freaking catapults.
Oh yeah, launching
I'd be using
rocks at people.
those, launching their asses right over. Like there's this one, it hasn't come up yet, but in Game of Thrones, the main queen in King's Landing, Cersei, she's secretly with the Alchemist Guild is making like fire bombs and everything that they'll eventually shoot over the walls to kill one of the rebel king's uh, army and navy and all that jazz. And it'll be pretty cool if he can like shoot stuff out, either like explosive shells or shrapnel if you have cannons, and just like inflict massive damage. Like you shoot a shrapnel shot out at like a cluster of guys, and it'll kind of have like an area effect, kind of like with the criminal bolts. Is that what they call them? The new bolts?
For criminals, yeah.
Yeah, you know how like they shoot at the head, they shoot at the torso, shoot at the legs. These things will be like the shotgun shell. Shoot everywhere. Slow your guy down right there, but it only hits like maybe like 20, 30, 20. So you'll barely be getting any hits, but you'll be moving very slowly.
I think that'd be a good idea because basically, like we all know that the overhaul of combat is coming out at the
Yeah.
end, at like towards the end of next month, which I am looking forward to immensely. But until then, I think a great implementation would be to be able to just like instead of because like when you're in the worldy and you see like a bunch of rushers and you're multi combat, a bunch of rushers are running towards you like you're at revs or something.
Yeah.
You shoot them and you slow them down, then
Hmm.
you have that fair chance to get away because one guy against 60 claw rushers, there is no way you were gonna live that.
Yeah,
There is
absolutely.
no possible way. That and ice blitzers because they're not gonna barrage their
Yeah.
own guys. But
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's no way in hell you can survive that. So you should be able
Oh
to
no.
have that fair, ample chance to get away.
Yeah, that's a given. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, we SPQR itself, we do a lot of. Well, we're basically we changed from the kind of dormant, kind of underground society to the warring aspect for fun wars and just getting the practice in and whatnot. But I would like to see some more oomph out of Jagex to say, hey, here, okay, we didn't just give you the Citadels to say, here you go. Just work on it like you guys have been working on other stuff. Like, I know you guys are busy and everything, doing the quests and doing the updates, like the massive armor update. Yeah, I do agree. They should have just done that and not anything else, which they probably just did. But in regards to Citadels, they haven't really been tweaking it as much. Like the only tweak that I know of is when they made it relatively AFKable.
And fealty, don't forget fealty.
Oh yeah, and fealty, yeah. But
Which I
I
really
mean,
love that.
honestly, I mean, if you don't go to resource for a week, you lose
A rank of
one of
fealty.
your stars.
And
Yeah.
that's just horrible. Like that feeling that you don't get any XP. I was like literally like 58 XP off of a level, and that I would have gotten that if I had my tier 2 fealty at the time. It
Yeah,
was
like, I'm actually
irritating.
surprised that like with what we're doing right now in the clan, because I think like a majority of the people that are watching this are not in SPQR or haven't heard of the clan as a whole. But what we've been doing is we've been experimenting with a whole bunch of new stuff. One major thing that we're doing is, which took a lot of planning and effort and time into it, is to make a second branch of the clan devoted just to skillers, or predominantly skillers, but also a couple people who were wars that we'll still use them for wars, but uh, they like to be more laid back, and it's kind of like a citizen branch. Like the main chat right now of SPQR is a 120 plus,
Probably like a
because
militaristic branch.
we're the militaristic branch. Like basically we will protect them, as that's how like an empire is. Like the military protect the people so the people won't get in trouble. But I think that idea is nice, and I mean I think it's great because, well, if I didn't okay it, it wouldn't be working. But uh, the Citadels, like I know Antmon, the leader of the second branch, he really wants to get the Citadels going up and running, and I think he has already. But I remember I was talking to him, and he was like, I just wish they would do a little bit more stuff with them so I can customize it, because Antmon really likes to be in control of what he's doing, and
Oh yeah,
especially the Citadel stuff.
definitely.
So
That's a good way to put it. I mean, uh, as far as the branches go like that, I love the how we have it in two branches. I'm actually gonna put both the links to both of our forums in the chat in the description. Even though we're getting
yeah,
a new forum soon because the old one's outdated and everything and all
yeah,
that stuff, you know. But
mm,
I'll definitely put ants down there because the more members, the better. In all honesty,
yes,
because we pretty much are accepting anybody now who's of an ample level. Because I'm pretty sure there aren't like level. I mean, there may be level 3 skillers who've actually played this game for numbers of years.
yeah.
Who
They just don't like to fight.
yeah, they'll be watching these videos maybe. But like, the people who haven't been playing, it's like this is their first year playing. They're like level 70. They think they're really awesome because they have granite armor and a rune dagger. I mean,
Hmm.
they're not gonna be watching this. So this is more aimed toward people who like to have that clan experience, but
Yeah,
they I don't know how to phrase it, but I guess you know what I mean, right? I mean,
yeah. They want to have a good clan experience, but we just don't want to bar them from the clan just because they're not a certain level.
yeah, because the fact of the matter is that having level 70s in the main part of SPQR, which is the 120 plus section, it's not that I hate low levels. It's that it's more beneficial for us to have the higher levels here, and the people who are willing to be just as much as a clan member as these guys are, but would prefer the relaxed lifestyle and get used to the clanning scene and everything, and only war when we need them. That's what the second chat is for. It's kind of like not I don't want to say a sister chat, but
I'd say a sibling chat.
yes, a sibling sounds about better. But
Yeah,
um, it's just a better way to run the clan. In all honesty, like actually earlier today before you got on, the clan was actually debating it. JB was like, well, if we have the two chats and we both intermingle a lot with all the events and everything, why don't we just bring it into one? And I pretty much just gave him my entire argument that a that the reason that we are still continuing this, even though we do joint events, is because I'm console and I'm saying no. And not that I have this final say in that. That's not what I'm trying to convey here because I don't want people to think I'm a dictator. But I'm just saying that I have a fair amount of influence, I guess,
yeah,
as do you because you're the leader. Um,
yeah. I mean, I hope I do.
yeah.
Shit, if I don't, then there's a problem.
Well, I don't have to listen to you, so um,
Yeah, well,
I
that's
never
when the
listen
whip
to
comes out. No, I'm just
you.
kidding.
Oh, great, on the mask.
That's what's up.
Um, but now that his whole argument was now that Loves is gone because Loves was the guy who was siding with me on this whole thing. Now that he's gone, I'm the only one who doesn't want them in the clan, which is not true for the first part. And we made it, and then we got into this talk about loyalty. And it was
Yeah.
this big conversation. He's like, "Oh, now that Loves is gone, what's to keep you from quitting the clan and this and that and why can't we have them here and this?" And I don't know. It was just this really boring conversation. And basically, it got to the point where we were getting into this really deep thing about how, okay, we promise loyalty, therefore we're gonna keep it. I'm not even sure how the hell I'm going on loyalty right now. I just felt like saying this. Like, this
No,
is
that's fine.
completely unrelated to the topic. Like, completely unrelated to the other clan. I don't even know why I'm saying it, but I like talking about what happens in the clan. But like, it was about loyalty. I was like, I pledged my loyalty when I joined by through the merging, and
Yeah.
I've been here ever since, and I've done everything I'm supposed to do. At least I hope I did everything I was supposed to do. And
Well, there
besides
was that one time.
resourcing,
No, I'm just
and
fucking with you.
well, I don't do my resourcing. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's a big plus for you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to put any more fuel on the fire. Loves was a great member when we had him. I just didn't know that an appreciation was supposed to be said, not presented. You
Yeah, I
know,
mean, we did the best. We did the actually gave him a lot for what he did.
we did, but
Should
it
we
was
should I should we,
also
should we
part of
explain
our
the
fault as
situation?
well.
Should we explain the situation so that people don't think we're just blabbering on about nothing?
If you want, the only but I will add this: I did take a massive. I had an overload waiver this semester, so I had a lot of classes,
Yeah, so the
and
guilt is not on us guys. Well, maybe it's a little bit on me, but not on Augustus as much as me. Um, but basically, what happened was we had our clan member who was a longtime friend of mine who was in my old clan. And for those who don't know, which is basically all of you, I merged into this clan about a year ago or
yeah,
so. I would say I merged in
mhm,
here when Augustus talked to me. We talked a lot about things that we had in common about clans, ideologies, and all that. So eventually, I decided to merge my clan into his, and we came in. And Loves has been here. I think he was one of the ones that never left, or left for a short period of time, then came back.
I
Right?
think Love's left because of Lonely. You remember him?
Oh yeah, don't even mention his bitch ass name.
Yeah,
Scamming piece of shit. But yeah, when Loves came back, he was always in AOZ. That was my old clan. He was my event coordinator, and because I was never really fond of hosting events myself because it just takes a lot of work that I never had time for.
yeah,
But so we determined that he'd be a good event coordinator for SPQR because events were so. I mean, we had free days. We did have events. Not saying that he was the reason we actually had events, but um, so we decided that we would allow him to start doing events. And at that point, I think he was a recruit or a corporal, one of those two.
no, he was higher. I think he was like sergeant or something. Because what was it? Aunt Mom was the one who I actually told you that he was being put on events, and you weren't like 100% into it because you said like it didn't really work out in
Oh, that's right. That's right.
AOZ.
You did tell me that. You did tell that you guys wanted to put him on events, and I was like, it didn't work out in AOZ. He did a lot of the same events and this and oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, you're right. But yeah, he was. I wasn't 100% sure on letting him do the events, but we started to get into the groove of it. He did a very good job of it. I'm not like he didn't make the mistakes he made in the old clan, where he would do this same event 3 times a week, and then he'd do the. He was actually calm for a while. Um, because normally if you knew him, you'd know if you don't go to his events, you're gonna get yelled at, which I would
Yeah,
understand because if you're hosting an event, you want people to go.
yeah.
Um,
He actually, to give him some credit, he matured a lot while he was in SPQR. Like I remember the first time when he joined, like it was common for like at least 5 or 6 curse words to be in one sentence, and that sentence could be like I don't know, out of a 5, 6 word sentence, 4 of those would probably be like a curse word.
oh
But
yeah,
I don't know. If in all honesty, he was a very good member. He was a very good member. Uh, in a way, I do feel pretty bad that we had to let him go, and it's not just for the sake of just saying this over video or anything. This is absolutely the truth. If I honestly knew that he wanted me to like honestly say I appreciate you for doing this stuff and not just like instead of giving him positions, I definitely would have done that because it's. I mean, I wouldn't be in this clan right now. I wouldn't be leading it if I didn't appreciate what certain people do. I wouldn't appreciate that all the people in this clan chat would be there, you know.
Exactly, yeah. Because
But
I mean, he did do a good job at what he did. He did all the events, but
mm,
he felt like he wasn't appreciated for everything that he did. But what we did in compensation for everything he did, and this was a while before this whole incident happened, was we gave him was I would say it's a fairly it's not the high it's a kind of like moderate rank, right, in the Senate.
Edile,
Is
for
it?
our purposes, is like mid to high. But
But in the actual empire, it was yeah, okay.
in the Empire, Republic, whatever, an Edile was basically one who would give, not give. How can I present this better? It'd be a person that puts social gatherings and stuff like that. It would go along with magistrates to host games, forums, orations, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we kind of had to switch. Like I know Kag's position as censor isn't really too much because a censor was one that would determine who was a Roman citizen, who wasn't. So he had a fairly decent. He had mid to high level Senate position.
And we also gave him a rank up too, but he was a silver star, right?
Silver, I think so. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really remember his rank, but it was up there.
Yeah, we gave him a fairly good rank, and we gave him a
And
pretty
just
nice
so if
Senate
people
position.
know, our rank system is extremely tough.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's extremely
We're
tough. Like
not
you
like
need.
we're not like the generic clan, like I've mentioned 1,000 times in this podcast. We
Yeah.
are a unique clan, and everything we do is our own.
Like what is it? We're actually working on the new rank system, so it becomes a little bit better, more effective for leaders to manage with their members and everything. Just later on, because I'm not planning on ruling this clan for much longer. But what is it? It's going to be a lot easier to manage people's progress by number category, and I'm not going to go too much into detail with it because it's taken us about what a good week or two to go through
Uh,
with it.
yeah, about a week or two.
Yeah, so I'm not. It's really long and boring, but
It's a
uh,
very tedious task. It's honestly just
yes,
not
very
easy.
much so. I
There's a lot
was
of
I
things that
was
need to be
lost for
smoothed
words,
out. It's painful.
but yeah, I mean that's just a little gist of what happened. But yeah, hopefully. I don't know. You think Jagix will ever watch this video and say maybe these ideas would work?
I would hope one day. I think what we should do is when we collect more ideas, because there's definitely a lot more that we can improve on. That one
Oh yeah,
day we should just redo this commentary when we have like 1,000 subscribers, if we ever get that far. With any luck, we'll get that far. Um,
yeah,
I mean, I'd be happy to hit 100, honestly. But if we're at what, like 15 right now. I mean, it's not much, but each one
yeah,
count. Each one is very important to us, especially because we work hard in our videos. I mean, I know we haven't been doing a lot lately, but that's
yeah.
just because in real life obligations are a tiny bit more important, honestly. Because I need to pass my classes. Because I mean, I'm still in high school. If for those of you who don't know, Cyrus, I don't know what you do, what kind of classes you have, but I know you have a really tough class.
Yeah, I have criminal justice classes, political science. I unfortunately have to take math this summer, and I'm not happy about that. I hate it.
Oh, you have to go to a summer class?
Well, I'm taking summer sessions so
Oh,
I
so
can
it's
graduate faster.
oh, good idea. Good idea. I have to take
So it's
I have to take summer school and it's mandatory, so because I failed the
oh,
class grade.
you're an
Um,
idiot.
it's just because I didn't do my homework. 'Cause my teacher's a moron. Honestly, he's the teacher I told you about. The complete like he knows what he's talking about, but he's just a bad teacher.
He's just a bad teacher. Do you
Yeah.
need me to go down over there and make him a good teacher?
Hell, if you could give us a history lesson, I'd be happy with that.
Hell, I would give your class the best history lesson of their damn lives.
I mean, I'm not bad
First,
at history. I just hate the teacher. You'd be good at doing a history
first
teaching job.
freaking lesson. Why in the hell are we here? Why the hell do you even need to go to class? Who came up with the idea? Honestly, actually, yeah, that's a good question. That's how I would probably start out a class. Why in the hell are you guys here?
Why the hell are you guys here?
Why are you here? Well, you're just wasting my time. I'm already getting my money. I don't give a damn what you guys do. In fact, I'd be a pretty lenient teacher. I'd be like, yeah, you guys sit down, do whatever the hell you want. I'm gonna
I,
drink
I,
this beer.
I personally, I kind of have myself to blame too because I sit there and text during class, and
Yeah,
you
I
get,
know. You constantly text me while you're in class, you noob.
I know I'm just like, yeah, so we're talking about this, and this bitch over here is telling me to shut up because I know something about World War II. Well, fuck you.
Oh hell, dude! When you
That
told me
pissed me
that,
off.
I was like, "What the hell's wrong with this woman?"
Like I was just trying to be a good student, and she goes, "Shut up." Well, fuck you, bitch. I'll come over there and slap the shit out of your face.
No, dude, I had a what was it? First semester of UNLV. Period. Uh, I had to take communications 101, and there are these two dudes sitting behind me, and the classrooms are small. All right, it's not like a big classroom that you could seat like 30, 40 people. I don't know what the normal size is anymore, but this room was more like for 15, 20 students at maximum. And he was just like, these two were either like punching one another or playing footsie under the table. I don't know. And we were watching a movie on like what we're supposed to be doing later on for our future presentations. We had to get in the front of the class and do all that jazz. I'm not really like that because, well, no one really wants to listen to me talk because I actually make sense most of the time. But anyway, so then I hear like something break behind me, and one of the idiots had fallen down. He had broken the chair. The chair had been snapped in half. I don't know how the hell this happened. I turned around, looked at these guys, and honestly said, would you all just shut the fuck up? I'm trying to pay goddamn attention to what this asshole is saying. And they were just looking at everybody in the classroom, just like, shut up. Because, you know, like, I'm changing my voice for now, of course. But they were just laughing. No one's going to laugh at me. Come on. They were just like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my
Like,
god.
shut the fuck up. They're playing footsie in a goddamn college class. I mean, seriously, dude. Seriously.
Oh god, I think you've told me that before. But that still is hilarious as hell. The chair just breaks. Will you just shut the fuck up?
Oh, I said something a lot worse. I'm not going to say it over here, though.
Oh
Because
no.
I actually got kicked out of class that day because I said something really bad. But, I mean, it got everybody rolling. It was so funny.
I've gotten kicked out of
I,
class multiple times. Oh
I
god.
actually make it my goal one time for every semester to get kicked out of the class just because I want to. Like, leave early from class. And like, I don't know if, like, my girlfriend calls me and be like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I just got kicked out of class. You want to go have lunch? Yeah, sure, no problem. All right, we're going.
Yeah, true. I mean, I can't leave school obviously because I'm still in high school. But when I was
Wait
in
till you hit college.
oh yeah, when I was in eighth grade, I got kicked out of social studies every single day. There was not one day that I was not kicked out of class. It got to the point where back then they would just send you to the another teacher's room. So like
Yeah.
I'd walk in and she'd start bitching and I'd go, ah, fuck you. And she'd go, okay, go to Miss Heinemann's room. I'm like, okay, fine. And it got to the point where the teacher actually expected me to be there every day.
Really?
Yeah, like literally every single day I was there. I was sitting in the back on my phone texting, playing on my iPod, and then the social studies teacher would come back in the room, like the science room that I was sitting in. She'd come in and
Yeah.
she'd go, oh shit. She'd go, okay, it's time to come back now. I go, what? You want me to go back to that shithole? And then I'd say the rest of the block, and I just would not leave. And they ended up having to call security on me every time.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I
No,
just
I
love
mean,
being a dick. I mean, that's just my favorite thing.
in high school, was it my dean used to be my not my eighth grade, my seventh grade earth science teacher. So every time I would get in trouble, usually I would get in trouble in English class. My sophomore year English class was world literature, and my teacher hated my guts for some odd reason. I don't know what the fuck I did to this bitch. She hated me. Every time I get to class, like she would, not gonna lie, she was sighing a little bit that this fool is once again coming to my classroom. I didn't know I had a choice, but I get into the classroom, I sit down, and she had like one of those assigned seating things, really gay and whatnot, but she sat me like right in front of her desk to see what I was doing. So there was this one day when we had to come into school dressed in like, well, not with togas, but kind of like that because we were reading Julius Caesar
Oh,
and by Shakespeare and everything. That was pretty cool because I was all ready. I even asked the security guard if I could bring my gladius in, and yes, I do have one. I brought it in. The guy brought it in like a trash bag, and I was like, "Wow, you defiled the sword that ruled the world one time. Way to go, man!" Anyway, so I get to the class, and it's my friend Ryan and I were in the same group, and we're doing all this thing. We're halfway through our dialogue, and she just cuts us off. She just cuts us off, and then makes another group go. And then later on, when we're gonna go and check for our grade, we got a 0, not an F, a 0. So
oh,
we go and we ask her,
damn.
be like, "What the fuck just happened? You cut us off." And she's like, "No, I didn't." And everybody in the class is like, "Yeah, you kind of did. You cut them off." So, long story short, I called her a whore right
Oh,
then and
fuck.
there. I called her a whore, and I said, "You
That's bad.
probably."
Sorry.
I said a lot of bad stuff, but so she sent me to the dean's office, and then like once every week, I'd probably be in there, and my earth science teacher, Mr. Kirkar, just look at me and just either laugh or shake his head and be like, "Why the hell do you keep getting in a fight with this woman?" I'm like, "Because she just doesn't like me. Maybe you should throw her ass out."
Oh, oh God, that's great. Yeah, but I think we've been going on for about an hour and maybe 15 minutes now, I think.
We
So,
went on a massive tangent with this.
yeah, this is supposed to be a Citadel thing.
It was a Citadel slash SPQR clan slash what happened with love slash what we did in our high school year and what you're doing right now.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think we should probably wrap this up about now. I mean, shit. I mean, it was a good time. I mean, this was a fun conversation. I'm not gonna lie. We should
Yeah,
probably do more of
yeah.
these.
Well, what we should do is do actual podcasts, but what we've done for screw ups over the years.
Oh yeah. Oh my God,
That'd be
that's a
hysterical.
perfect podcast. We should do that like
Yeah,
next week or something. Maybe this weekend if we have time.
that'd be
Because we don't have
hysterical.
time
Yeah.
to record usually. I'm surprised we're actually doing this during the week.
Yeah, I'm really surprised actually. No, I tried to pick up this one woman from. I drove up. I was on Charleston. I looked over and I saw there's a really hot chick in the car right next to me. So I rolled down the window and I flagged her down. I was like, "Hey, you look nice, and blah blah blah. How's it going?" I tried to ask her for her number, and then she said, "Oh, I would, honey, but my 16-year-old daughter's sitting in the back of the car." I'm like, "You gotta be shitting me."
Oh God, that's priceless.
I was laughing my ass off all the way to work. I'm like, this is definitely being posted somewhere.
Oh yeah,
But
that's great. But yeah, I think it's time to wrap up this
yep,
commentary. I mean, so yeah, anybody 100 plus want to join a clan? Talk to us. We have two clan chats. They're definitely accepting people.
yep. Our friend chats are always open. Usually we have our friends on or private on friends. My bad, said I completely opposite. But come into our friends chats. If you just want information on the clan, feel free to always go in there. Whatever we can do, if we've sparked your interest,
Oh yeah.
absolutely, just come and talk to us.
Oh yeah, and the link to our Twitter is going to be on the video right now. It's we're gonna post a little bit of information there, maybe some events when we get more subscribers, some group events. A bunch of nice information will be on there. Um, so follow the Twitter definitely. Um,
Yeah,
like and subscribe to the video and comment if you have any questions or just some feedback even. And I think that's about it, right?
yeah, I think so.
I think it's it. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.
See you guys later.